Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. It is a cold 37 degrees. Just look at the frost on the ground here. Oh, the adventure dog did not want to come out with me today. He's like, no brother, it's too cold. I got my down jacket and my gloves today. Forgot my beanie. Just look at that. That's frost, man. It's a beautiful blue sky, sunny day today. There's some more frost here. I'm trying to find it on some cactus, but the sun is too shiny today. It's just glistening in the sun. Look at this swirl here. Peace, brother. Peace. There is not a single cloud in the sky. Ah, the sun feels so good on my face. My ears are freezing already. Look at it. Something was digging here. Probably yesterday. Look at this. Yesterday was cold, gloomy, and rainy, and snow on the mountain. And today it is freezing, but no clouds, no snow on the mountain. It's all melted off, and just beautiful blue skies. That's what I love about Arizona. Just these beautiful blue skies, and then sun simulator. I don't know, man. I did some research on that sun simulator. That does not look like no sun simulator to me. I can't stare at the sun though. Can zoom in on it. That sun just feels too good. I've never stood under an LED light and said, oh my goodness, that LED light feels so warm. It just doesn't happen. There's a lot of frost right here. Look. Frost in the desert. That's like moss or something with frost on it. Right? What is that? Is that moss? Yeah, it's moss. It's got frost on it. Uh-oh. What was that? Did you guys hear that? It's like a squeal noise, like I can't even do it. Came from over there though. I don't know what it was, but I've been walking around trying to figure out what that noise was. I'm not finding anything or seeing any animals. I've just seen this frost everywhere. How did the wildlife stay warm? Because I have to bring the dogs in the last couple of nights because of the cold weather we've been having. I thought that was a snake. It's all frosted. The desert can get very hot and then it can get very cold. But it's these beautiful blue skies that I love about Arizona. Look at this swirl here. Let me get a better shot over here. That noise in the background, that's a woodpecker. Snitches of the desert. Yeah, it's cold. My nose is already frozen. I don't know. Do they make a nose glove? Yesterday, those mountains over there had snow all over them. and there's absolutely no snow there today. I was in Holcomb Canyon yesterday. Something strange going on over in that canyon. And I got home and I was talking to my wife about it. Especially I heard a growl in that canyon. It didn't sound like no cougar growl, but it was a strange growl. Goes the snitch right there. He's flying. It's a new area. I haven't walked in this area before. I walked in this area. This trail's over there that I walked in, but I've never walked in this direction. So I was just out exploring, getting my daily walk in. I'm kind of glad that the adventure dog didn't come with me, because I couldn't bring him right over here. That sun is so bright. I forgot my sunglasses. This is, I was going to say this is like deer tracks, but I'm going to change my mind and say this is javelina. It's hard to tell which direction it's going because the tracks go off that way. And they go that way, and the reason I say it's javelina because the tracks go right under this tree branch. If it was a deer, it would have to be a very tiny deer. I don't know, they go off that way, so I can't tell which direction these things are going. Maybe that way, because this is the pointed tip, and this is the back. It's like a toe kick. It's kind of like you do your toe, you push off like that. So it's probably going that way. I'm going to go this way. There's some like cat tracks here too. It's the cold mornings like this I'll probably find a wild animal sitting under a tree trying to stay warm. Probably be too cold to run away. My nose is running. Anyways, I was talking to my wife about the Holcomb Canyon. And I told her there's something strange going on in that canyon. Maybe I should try to get a hold of like a psychic or something. Maybe see if I can get a psychic to go hiking with me. See if a psychic can pick up what's going on in the canyon. Tell me who's making those boundary markers. I don't know. She thinks it's funny, but I'm totally dead serious about it. Got a frost on this. That's how cold it is here right now. Look at that sorrel way off there in the distance. So as I was talking to her, I turned on my computer and signed into YouTube, and first thing that I came across my YouTube page was videos that you might be interested in watching. There's this freaking lightning strikes war over here, and the first video I see is a channel called Channeling Eric. And what that is a mother. Oh, phew. I got freaking dirt in my freaking walking stick. What that channel is I think the woman is some kind of psychiatrist, and her son's name is Eric, and I think he committed suicide or something like that. And I don't know what kind of bird that is. And what he did is he contacted psychic mediums, and the mediums got a hold of his mother or something like that, and they start channeling her son. So she started a YouTube channel. Look at this. Cholla cactus here. It's like, it looks two different colors. It's like a darker shade here and then a different color here. Anyways, the first video that I saw was it's called Channeling Sasquatch, and I said, wow, that's weird, because I was just talking to my wife about getting a psychic medium and seeing if there's what's in this canyon. Look, here's that lightning strike thing. Seen better days, huh, big guy? There's a huge saguaro over here. So I showed my wife, and she just started laughing, because I'm always telling her, you know, the electronics that we have, we're being monitored constantly, and they're listening to us. But I listened to that video, Channeling Eric talking channeling Sasquatch, and what he does is, if you never heard of this channel, or if you believe in psychics or mediums or anything like that. I don't know, psychics and mediums are the same thing, or are they different? I don't know. This sucker looks like he's gonna fall over. But basically he was saying in this video too, I'll put a link to that video down in the description box below in case anybody else is interested in it, is that Sasquatch is an interdimensional, you know. And it's funny because I was talking to this guy who lives in Tucson that's been researching Sasquatch for the last 25 years, and he basically told me the same thing, that they're interdimensional beings, you know. And depending on what your beliefs are, you know, a lot of religious people don't believe that stuff, but scientists, you know, people who see weird things and experience weird things in their life, they're pretty, you know, like myself, open-minded too. You never know, man. There's things going on in this world that are unexplainable. This is one big saguaro. I have no direction. I'm just walking everywhere. Look at that big boy. Just soaking in this vitamin D. Just want to get like a 30-minute walk in today and turn around and go back to my car. This is a big boy, man. From the bottom there to there, it's got to be like 12 feet. But I told my wife after watching that, because my wife doesn't believe anything. She don't believe any of that. Anything that I talk to my wife about, I can talk to her about, but she just laughs and she doesn't believe any of this stuff. My wife is a very religious woman, but she doesn't believe in any of the stories that I tell. Although she does believe in UFOs, because I've been telling her for years my UFO stories. And one day she was in the backyard, and because she's like, if there's so many UFOs everywhere, like you say, how come nobody ever sees them? I'm like, because they cloak themselves. They're everywhere, you know. Sometimes they're just sitting in the sky. How come planes don't run into them? Because they're dimensional, interdimensional. They can go in and out of different dimensions. You know, every time she asks me a question, I got an answer, and she just laughs, and she's never believed me. My ex-wife never believed me either when we were living in Las Vegas one time. Look at that sucker. I used to tell her about my UFO experiences, and there was a huge UFO in Las Vegas about 2 blocks from where I was living, and I was coming home from work, and it was following me down from the mountain. And I went home and I got her, and I picked up my daughter, my oldest daughter. She was about 7 years old at the time. Put him in my truck and said, "Come on, you don't believe me? I'm gonna go show you." And there must have been about 100, 150 people, all pulled off on the side of the road, out with their cameras and stuff, taking pictures of this UFO. And then when she saw it, she never doubted my stories ever again. So, back to my present day wife. She was in the backyard feeding the dogs, and out of the corner of her eye she saw something flash, and she looked up, and right above our house, she said about 20 feet above my house, like say that swirls my house, there was this huge round metallic UFO just floating right above our house. She looked at it. When she looked at it through both of her eyes, it just whoop, it just disappeared. After about 10 seconds of looking at it, it just disappeared. And she said it was like shiny metal. It was bigger than our house, and it just whoop, it was there and then it was gone. It didn't fly off, you know. It didn't float away. It was just there and then whoop, just gone. And she came in the house, and it looked like she saw a ghost. She just come walking in. She sat in her computer chair right across from me, and she just was giving me this weird stare. And I look at her. I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? Something wrong with the dogs? Because she was in the backyard feeding the dogs. And I was like, she's like, and she couldn't talk. Look, there's like coyote footprints here, dog prints. And then I said, what's the matter? And she's like, I saw one. Saw what? What'd you see? Snake? You know? And it took me a while to get it out of her. And she finally said, I saw a UFO. And I said, where? She's like, right above our house. And then she explained the experience to me, and I just started laughing. And I'm like, really? You sound like a conspiracy theorist. And that was a couple of years ago. And since that day, she has never doubted any story that I tell her now. She still laughs, but she doesn't doubt anything that I tell her. I've been following this cat paw track here. See that? Dog tracks, they have, this is round. Dog tracks are more like an almond shape, and they have little lines where their toenails pressing it. This is like a paw, like a bottom of a cat. I don't have my cat, but there's another one there. And I've been following it for like 10 minutes. I've just been walking. It's been going that way. It's too big to be a mountain lion, but it's big enough to be like a bobcat. Trying to figure out where it goes off this way. Going that way. It's not fresh, though. It's going that way. There's some deer tracks right here. Those are, see the point there? I don't know if you can see it. The point, that's the front of the hoof. That's the back. It's going that way. There's a lot of animal wildlife tracks here everywhere. There's the cat paw track right here. It's going that way. I have not seen any wildlife at all. Of course, they're probably all in hibernation. There's a quail off in the distance, so. Very peaceful. This is my meditation, is just coming out in the desert like this and just hiking around. Can't do this in the springtime though. All the snakes will be out, and the baby snakes, and so it's too cold for anything to be out right now. Did something kick this piece of quartz up? Can you see that glistening in the sun? I don't know, is this what they call like a rose quartz or something? Am I seeing like a reddish tint? I don't know, maybe not. I am colorblind. People ask me all the time, how do you know what colors are if you're colorblind? It's called memory. People tell me something is red, like, say for instance, like, this is a black broom handle, right? I memorize what certain things are, like, you know, green bushes. Desert alarm just got tripped. You know, the sun is yellow. Stop signs are red. Green, red, and yellow, right? My son always asks me, how do you know, Dad, that it's a red light? Because the top of the stoplight is red. I dream in color, though. The colors I see in my dreams are completely different when I see in real life. I don't know what I was talking. I may have gone on a tangent or something. I start working my way back to my car. It's somewhere that way. Parked somewhere way out that way. I've been out here for like 45 minutes already. I'm just gonna try to like work my way and go that way. So to get back to what I was talking about, psychic mediums. I don't know if there's anybody that watches my videos that's a psychic or a medium, or might be living in Tucson and watching my videos, because I do have a lot of people that live in Tucson that watch my videos and send me messages and stuff. If you are a psychic medium and you're watching this and you live in Tucson, contact me. This is a big dog print right here. Look at this. That is one big dog print. It's going that way. Contact me, and because man, I would love to take a psychic medium into Holcomb Canyon and see if they could tap into or channel what is there, whatever is making those boundary things, or whatever they're called, markers in that canyon. Because I know one thing, I am not making them. That's for sure. And I would love to find out who is making them. People say, why don't you put some game cameras? Game cameras are expensive, and a lot of people do hike in that canyon. I hate to put a game camera and then somebody sees it and then they steal my game camera. And then, you know, I lose out on all that money, because they're like a couple $100s for a good one. I bought one from Walmart one time. It was like 65 bucks. And what happened? The freaking woodpecker pecked out the what do you call it, the little sensor, and it didn't work anymore after that. Look at the panther. Man, I get the hiccups. These are beautiful views, man. And that sun beating on the back of my head. Just look at these views I have today. Breeze. Got my nose all frozen. There's something on the side of that saguaro. Oh, I guess that's where our arm used to be. It felled off. It felled it off. Kind of looks like a face a little bit. Anyways, I'm working my way back to my car. If anybody knows a psychic, I'm not talking about one of those 1-800 call a psychic. I've only met 2 psychic people in my life, and I didn't go to see them and pay for them to give me my future. One was when I was working here in Tucson. I was working at a Chinese grocery store, and I was the produce manager, and this lady was staring at me, and I could see her just staring at me. So I thought maybe she was like wanting to ask me something about a certain piece of fruit or something. So I went up to her and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for staring, but I see auroras." And I'm like, "What?" I didn't know what the freak aurora was. I'm thinking, you know, produce, and I'm like, "What is it? What does it look like?" And she's like, "No, I see people's auroras, and your aurora is beautiful." I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, I don't mean to shock you, but oh, look, I found the trail. But you have a beautiful purple aurora. And I'm like, "Purple aurora?" She's like, "Yeah, it's so freaking bright, and it surrounds your whole body. And it's about 2 feet from the top of your head. It goes all over your body." And I was like, "Really? Never heard of that before." "All right, well." And she's like, "Do people gravitate towards you a lot?" I'm like, what do you mean?" And she said, "I mean, like, when you walk into a room, do people just stop and look at you?" I'm like, I don't really know, man. I don't know." And I just started feeling weird, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to, you know, make you feel all weird and stuff, but I just want to let you know that you have a beautiful purple aurora." I was like, all right, well, thank you." And I didn't think anything about it. And then about 15 years later, when I was living in Florida, I was walking in the mall with my family, my first wife and young daughter, and this lady came up to me and she said, "Excuse me." And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Have you ever had your tarot cards read before?" I'm like, "Yeah, no. I'm not interested. Thanks, but I'm not interested. I'm not going to pay anybody to read my tarot cards." She goes, No. I just want to let you know that I see auroras." Something was digging here. I said, "Really? What color's my aurora?" She said, "Oh, it's purple, and it's very, very, very bright." She goes, I would like to read your tarot cards if you don't mind." And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay." She's like, No, I don't want to charge you anything. I do this as a hobby, and when I see somebody with like aurora, like, yeah, I don't see very many purple auroras, but when I see them, I like to read their tarot cards. So I said, all right. So she spread out these tarot cards. Well, she handed them to me, told me to hold them first, and I held them, and then she shuffled them and then spreaded them out. And she told me a lot of things that was going to be in my future was extremely accurate. You know, it's like 25 years later, you know, and I would say 92% of the stuff she told me actually did come true and did happen to me. But she was so excited to, she read my lifeline and everything like that. She was so excited to do it for me. And it's the only 2 people that I've ever met in my life that told me that I have a purple aurora. And my wife's favorite color is purple. Maybe that's why she fell in love with me, right? Because she was attracted to my purple aurora. Oh man, that sun feels so good. Stand here for a little bit, warm my face up. Tell me this world doesn't look like Robbie the Robot. His arms are extended out. When he powers down, he runs out of power. His batteries fail.
Warning, 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 Will Robinson. Grr.
That's what I see. I see Robbie the Robot from Lost in Space. Anyways, I'm almost back to my car. If anybody's out there that's a psychic medium, maybe you don't even live in Arizona and you watch my videos, get a hold of me, because I'm seriously interested in talking to a psychic medium that can channel whatever's in that canyon and let me know. You know, I'm very, very, very interested. If anybody's out there watches this video or knows somebody, you know, tell them to send me an email, Mr. Marco Lee at gmail.com, or send me a direct message on Instagram at ICGotTheTruthArizona. So I seriously want to find out what's making those things in that Hohokam Canyon. Alright, well, I made it back to my car. This was a nice, relaxing, peaceful hike. If you like these kind of videos, remember, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button also, because it don't cost you anything, it's free. And remember, be kind to people, treat people the way you would like to be treated. And thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. I'm gone! I'm gone!